We're about to kick off the first semi-final of WGL Summer. This man needs no introduction at all. He gets very, very close to the magical $700,000 prize money mark. If he wins here today, he's just 5K short of that achievement. 41 Tier 1 titles. That's nuts. Nobody is even remotely close to that. And 15 Sway, his career earnings, Moon does that in one tournament. He could double his career earnings of $11,000 if he defeats Moon today. And he could become the youngest WGL champion ever. 120 had a super great run when he was 19 years old. It's a little bit of history repeating here in the Chinese scene. And speaking of that, it is in both semifinals, China versus Korea, who will prevail.
Speaking of prize money, we have quite the big prize money purse, of course, for this big tournament. With some crowdfunding from the community, the prize money was raised even more and is now at basically $50,000 to be distributed between these great players. Who's gonna get the lion's share? Who's gonna get the first place, the money, and the glory? We're gonna find that out by the end of the day. Everyone is writing 15 Sway off. He has had a tough challenge to get to this point. He barely made out of the groups, but it was a tough group. He had a tough fight against Shamiko as well, but he made it out. And now he's here in the semifinal. Moon dropping only a single map so far, which, if you remember, was against a tower push. We see the map vetoes now. 15 Sway removes Last Refuge, does not want to play against the Beastmaster, and Moon vetoes Northern Isles, pretty standard for Night Elf versus Human, leaving us with Amazonia, Echo Isles, and I have to recall them off the top of my mind, Autumn Leaves, Tidehunters, and Concealed.
Absolutely true. These are the 5 maps that determine the first finalist. Moon, with it for his new clan, Vision Strikers, can he bring the second title home? It's been almost 1,000 days since his big grand final versus Foggy back then. We have the players on the map. We have the first map. We kick this off on Concealed Hill. It is 15 Sway with the Cinderella story, if I ever saw one, in the bottom left and the right and the red, and Moon, the absolute legend, in the blue upper right. Moon against Human is 7-1-4 in this matchup. This one draw against Fortitude. That's good stats, but it's not overwhelming stats. Yesterday we saw his matchup versus Orc, where he's basically undefeatable. 15 Sway is 6-7, which I think for him is pretty fine, as he is a tier 2 player rather. They faced each other 3 times recently in the WGL qualifiers, where 15 Sway was cementing his place in the pro qualifiers. Moon took both matches 2-0, but in Todd's tag team, in the winner bracket final there, 15 Sway defeated him. So it has happened before, even though the odds are clearly in favor of Moon with a 6-1 all-time score. Can 15 Sway do it with the momentum, with the wind under his wings, and go all the way in his first WGL?
It's so amazing that this might actually be possible. Of course it's going to be a tough task for 15 Sway, but dude, he keeps defying the odds. He keeps messing up people's expectations. He keeps going against the grain and going against the stats. Also against Chimiko. It was a huge losing streak for him, but he was able to overcome that, get the win here, and if he could take out now the biggest legend of all time, that would be quite amazing. Keeper starting off, of course, as the first hero on Concealed Hill. That is standard, but this right here, this creep route, is not standard. 15 Sway with the merchant creep first.
This keeps on happening, right? He does play off the norm with the army composition, sometimes with the first heroes, and when he goes with the normal army, he goes for weird creep routes and keeps on surprising his opponent. Wants to make this game weird, wants to make it uncomfortable, because of course Moon has played the standard 100,000 times with this patch now. That's up for 3 months. But 15 Sway doesn't want that, and I really like this approach.
So fast level 2 for both the heroes. One footman is going to go down pretty quickly. There's an option here to not expand on this map. It's kind of a player preference. Some humans always want to expand, like Chimiko. Some others don't. And 15 Sway, well, it is a 4th farm, so that does look like an expansion, but he's taking his time to do so. AM with level 2 has lots of mana here, gonna summon the next Water Elemental in. Important last hits are going to the Archmage. But the Keeper already level 2.1 and has decent mana still left over here. I think he's going to be satisfied. Going to take out the second Footman here already.
Okay, can you deny that at least? Don't think so. Was close. But it is level 2.3. Was about to say, is stealing that crap away a big move that it prevents level 3? But with the 2 Footmen, I think that made up for it. For Moon, it's been quite a while since he got that tier 1 title. This was next summer, so basically a year ago. Since then, he reached 3 grand finals at WCG, at next winter, and of course WGL winter, where he was defeated by Infi. But no big victory. I think Moon is hungry for the big gold as well, and he's showing up in style so far.
First big moment of the game now, the expansion creep happening. How much damage is going to be taken here by the human? Takes out the Wisp right away, preventing the detonate on the elemental. That was a big deal. The peasant count here and the expo timing is going to be crucial to move into the mid game. 4 archers showing up here for Moon. That's a lot of damage, even steals the tome. Cheeky bugger. Looking for more kills. Going to take out 1 more Footman. That's the 3rd Footman killed already. This Keeper's almost level 3 and the creep camp is not cleared yet. And this is looking like a rough early game now for 15 Sway.
Very expensive indeed. Lots of workers going down. He sends the peasants back, sends in new militia. But it's nighttime, so Moon can hide in the shadows as he did so often throughout his career. Can 15 Sway clean this up? The Overlord is still there. Level 3 is not acquired. Whoever gets the last hit has the jump start onto level 3. 15 Sway is playing it smart from this position. Puts quite some damage on the Keeper. The little body block over there. And Treants expire. That's level 3. That's the big item, Pendant of Energy.
Good item for him and a crucial level up. But that is definitely a big delay of the expansion. We have seen before by 15 Sway himself when he was going against Chimiko. If you delay the expansion for a long time, you can sometimes just rush tier 3, go for a second hero, creep up a bit, and then attack with bears at the expo, and that can be a killing move already. But Moon doesn't want to go for a big timing push like that. I think he wants to counter-expand. There's a building coming up on the top left, which looks to be a Tree of Life, judging from the positioning. It should be. Watch Elemental Summon. Lots of Wisps coming in for the detonate. That was the level up for the Keeper. And now we're going to have level 2 Entangle against these Footmen, which is going to lead to quite a few kills.
Man, 15 Sway is throwing these Footmen away left, right, and center. Ay, ay, ay. Donating him the level 3. But that is space and time for the expansion to come up. It's a necessary evil. And if that goes into the experience of the Keeper, I guess that's fine. Yes, of course, level 3 is super strong. But level 4 and 5, not so much, really. So maybe that's his game plan. Maybe so far everything is going according to plan, even though the early mid game is going to be real rough for the Chinese.
Yeah, this is always a difficult moment in the game for the human. You are going up against level 3 Keeper. He's really strong. Your tier 2 is still far away. So it's full map control right now for Moon for at least the next 3 minutes. And 15 Sway will try to still be able to do something. Harass or creep. But rather harass, really, because you want to keep the creeps for the second hero later on. Boots here on both heroes. This Keeper very fast. Reminiscent of Sonic, a Keeper with boots, something we don't see too often.
But
and by the way, Moon sold the TP. Yeah, yep. He is feeling very secure.
Okay, Demon Hunter comes in for the mana burn. Will probably be hard countered later with the Blood Mage. We've seen that before. 15 Sway with a fast attack right after the expansion is finished. Another Footman was trying to spy on Moon's movements, but no. Spy detected, instantly killed. More experience for that Keeper. What a weapon this is. And what's 15 Sway's move now? Does he try to knock down this expansion at some point? Or will he keep it calm and push with a tier 2 later?
The big advantage here for Moon in this mid game, of course, is he has the second hero out, can creep him up right away, so he's going to have a big level lead compared to the human second hero. And yeah, normally we see the Blood Mage nowadays, but also a Naga is a possibility. Maybe a Panda, although against a Demon, of course, you don't want to do it. In the past, true, the Blood Mage seemed to hard counter the Demon Hunter, but nowadays, with the Knights having gotten better, they just wait for the Siphon Mana to come in, and then they use the Entangle right away, and that way, the Siphon Mana never really works out too well. And then the Demon Hunter can really put in that damage with burns over and over, and the Blood Mage might be the one who is out of mana in that mana battle in the long run. We see 15 Sway trying to do what he can with the few forces he has, but it's so hard to do right now.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. He has very good ideas when it comes to this game. His Archmage movement is pretty good. He's threatening an attack into the main. He was trying to go for the lore. Then the Archmage moves to the left, tries to put some damage on this expansion. But Moon, so far in this best of 5, seems to be this one step faster. He's always ready. He had the Keeper around to entangle the Archmage and Water Elemental, so there's no kill on the lore. And then he was super ready for the defense on the left-hand side as well. And it happens here again. Moon the wall, deflecting every attack in the early mid-game for 15 Sway.
Yeah, there's some wisps going down here. Some getting killed, some getting detonated, so Moon did lose like 5-6 wisps this game. But it comes at a price. It's a lot of footies going down, and of course they're not that expensive. They're somewhat expendable, but they do grant experience over time. 2.6 and 3.6 now on the Night Elf side against only AM 3.2. That is a huge experience lead.
Blood Mage coming in. Double Sanctum Rifles. Okay, 15 Sway, it's time to build an army and destroy Moon's economy. Archmage still feeling safe there. With the Town Portal, with the boots, with an Invo Potion even. Big mana potion for the Demon Hunter, who's now 3-3. Shredder is coming in to fix the lumber economy.
And should be a tech coming in for Moon soon as well. It's the only thing he doesn't have going for him yet. And if I interpret that movement of the Tree of Eternity correctly, that animation, I think the tech just started. And might be enough time to have a big bear army before the human comes in. Moon now moving across the map. What a read by him. He has the perfect idea of when the Blood Mage comes out to creep. He sees it also with the Wisp, and that creep jack is gonna be quite painful.
Indeed. I mean, where else is he supposed to go? He needs to power level. Has to Town Portal out now. That means the second lab is belong to Moon now as well. Rifleman goes down. Excellent, excellent move by Moon. The timing, the execution, everything is up there. He doesn't need any time to get into this best of 5. As I say it, the drive almost falls. That should be fine. No staff yet, no orb yet. Waiting for tier 3. At 15 Sway, he's also pretty short on lumber with all the militia he called.
Use that big mana potion right away. Could continue to creep now. If he gets the red camp in the middle, it's going to be a big item and double level 4 for Moon. Double level 4 against 3 and 1. That is bordering on ridiculous. He might be getting it right here. Creeping it with the Ancient of War is a bit easier as well. And 15 Sway knows he has to compete for these camps. He's just way under leveled.
If that's his army, then good luck against Dryads in the hands of Moon. The Siphons are nice, but not overwhelming. There's always Treants and Entangle, and every Entangle is a kill with this Demon Hunter. Smoke comes in, Water Elemental dies as well, though. Level 4 and another Entangle. These Riflemen having a short life. Moon is getting clobbered by this Overlord right there. Has to retreat, has to give up the middle. For now, at least.
Yeah, 15 Sway isn't able to find too many kills, but the creeps actually take out an Archer, take out a Dryad. Oh, and the Keeper now. A bit of trouble, but he has the Telestaff still to get out, even if he doesn't have a TP. And finally, some creeps should go to 15 Sway, but still, there's also a lot of time bought for Moon to finally get his tech rolling. He is just barely in upkeep now, and should have bears coming in real soon.
And 15 Sway takes forever to clean this one. He's still under threat with the first hero of Moon, who buys a lot of space for the Demon Hunter. As we've said, Keeper is not going to be the carry in the late game, but the Demon Hunter absolutely can be, making it up to level 4. Extremely tanky. There's no Mountain King to knock him down, and the right clicks are incredible. Moon staffs away. That's the red spot for 15 Sway. Needs a big item, needs a little bit of support to get back into this game. What he got? Endurance Aura, excellent.
Yeah, really good item. This Blood Mage now is going to be super fast with boots and that endurance, and that's very valuable. He's going to be using Siphon, and then he's going to be a bit out of position because he's standing still, of course, whilst kiting back with the rest of the army, and then he's going to have to reposition. So this move speed, very nice to have. Seems like 15 Sway still needs another creep camp, though. Level 3 and 2 levels for his heroes. Not that good yet, but he finally has some confidence to go on the map here.
But I mean, it's very predictable where he's going, right? There's only the fountains left and the little greens. Kind of surprising to not see them taken out. Could use it with militia, but he's using so much militia throughout the entire game to fix this expansion, to fix the fights where he's fighting uphill. And this Looks like a push by 15 Sway. 70 supply. Not everything is here yet, but he got the breakers. Does he have ivories? Not really, but a heal scroll and an invo potion. Probably the fight for map 1 as he's burning his own units. Moon's retreat right in time.
Yeah, baiting that first flame strike there almost. Waiting for the siphon to come in, not committing it yet.
Detonate.
Both playing around the cooldowns here. If there's an entangle, then we're gonna see the siphon. But
Oh my
big
God.
detonates in the bag. Everything's out of mana. This bloodmate can't even use siphon anymore.
Can't use siphon, can't be healed. On the other side, we have a heal scroll. The rifleman focus fire is of course nice, but how long can they stay in this fight is the question. Heal scroll committed by 15 Sway as well. Moon has another one to heal everything up. Can we see siphon? Can he somewhat get back? It doesn't look like it. Brilliant Aura has to do the trick. Reinforcements coming in fast for Moon. 15 Sway already lost 10 supply and Moon barely anything. A kingdom for another heal scroll, but Moon, the wall holds again.
And this was almost an all-in. 15 Sway did really transition behind this. He didn't go tier 3 to get ready for the ultra late game. He wanted to win the game here, ideally, to not have to deal with that scary 80 supply Night Elf army in the super late game. And also these scary late game heroes. The Demon are about to be level 5 here soon. The Keeper, yeah, he's level 5, not that alarming, but if he ever gets to 6, then lo and behold, that Tranquility is going to cause massive issues. Blood Mage in this attack got hardly any experience. Not close to level 3 at all.
Yeah, with just 2 bears that he killed, that's not too much. Shed by 2 heroes. He puts a lot of emphasis on the items, which I think is the absolute right call. Keeper getting caught there. So there might be a chance to play with Zeppelins or Sappers now. But since Moon had the vision on the lab, he will clearly expect this, as he saw 15 Sway at the lab.
Moon with the back to the fountain now. Is that really where the human can fight? Flame Strike tickles the bears, but they're healing up already. Belt on the Demon Hunter, not bad at all. And so many more bears coming in. 6 bears now in this front line.
Look at this front line indeed. So powerful, so hard to kill, good damage. Level 5 Demon Hunter, and now who wins the mana battle? It's for once not the Blood Mage. Level 3 mana burn is incredible. There's nothing to work with for 15 Sway. It's just desperation at this point. Gives it up, and the first map of Championship Sunday goes to Moon.
Convincing performance there by Moon with a standard opening and a good mid-game follow-up, and I think primarily really good movement in the tier 2 stage to prevent the human levels on the Blood Mage specifically was the big game changer there, along with the early game. So much on Concealed Hill comes down to that expo creep. If it all goes well, then the human's going to be in a good position, but if it goes badly, like we saw here, with lots of peasants and footies going down with the expansion delayed, you're going to be in a tough spot. Good news is, though, on all other maps, creeping the expo should be a bit easier.
Absolutely. So this puts 15 Sway in a little bit of a different position than we've seen yesterday when he took that surprise win on map 1 over Chamiko. From there on out, he could play with the lead and he knew, okay, we go to your map first. If I lose that, it's tied, and then I got my map to take the lead or eventually the win once again. Now he has to show. There's a lot more pressure on him than yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Can he still get out of that situation still? Can he still make that miracle happen? 15 Sway is going to give it his best. We see the highlights here. There was a lot of footmen going down. Keeper getting level 4 here really fast. One thing, though, that certainly was delayed was the tier 3. When that push hit by 15 Sway, it looked kind of scary. There weren't that many bears yet, but there were enough bears. And especially supported by those strong heroes, the Night Elf army. Then later able to hold that. Another slight glimmer of hope here in the middle when the Night Elf was forced away, and then 15 Sway could go for the red camp after. Got that wonderful item, of course, the Ancient Django. But here, this is the final nail in the coffin when Moon holds the attack with, at the beginning, with what was only 3 bears. Also not to do so easily with only so few bears in the mix.
Yeah, Moon playing this really, really well. Seems to be in tip-top shape. There was barely any flaw, no mistake, I guess. Good creep route, good reactions to the new creep route approach by 15 Sway. He knew exactly how to change up his game. just the defense in the early mid-game. When the Archmage, when so many human armies can cause trouble with the Water Elementals, with the few footmen he has left, delay the lores. Imagine he delays just one lore. Then it's not 3 bears there. Then it's maybe 1, 2, and then it's everything a lot easier. But no, deflecting every single attack like a champ that he is. He made it to the final 3 times already. He's 1 step closer to number 4. That is something only 1-0 and Infi can say about themselves. But he also lost 2 of these finals. So Moon hungry, and our next map is Tide Hunters.
This way his next map choice. This is where we saw him very impressively defeating Lawlight with crisp timings against the expansion. That expo cancel, or was it a kill? I forget. That's really what got him the win there. But the thing is, Moon will have seen that game, will have studied that replay, and will have adjusted accordingly. Moon, if he gets the next win here, if it's a 2-0 lead into the series, 15 Sway is going to be pretty much out of it. So now the human has to score.
For sure, he has to tie this up, make this a best of 3, keep the dream alive. And 15, you said Moon saw 15 Sway's games on this map, but I'm pretty sure 15 Sway saw Moon's games on this map as well, especially against Fortitude. So is there a potential for a tower push?
Wait, did Fortitude tower push here? Wasn't it Concealed Hill?
Oh, that was against Alice then, yeah. But he saw that Moon was, fell to a tower push. He saw that 40 was able to do it against Alice. So if you want to surprise, there might be a chance. But I would think he relies on tier 2 pushes rather than that. It is Keeper vs Archmage once again. Moon's last semifinal, by the way, was against Mikhail. There was also a little bit of a Cinderella story that he destroyed. Nobody expected Mikhail there in the semis. But yeah, it was a clear 3-0. Might repeat here today.
If he busts out the tower push here, that would be quite something special. Moon, can he get caught out by that a second time? I would imagine he's going to be scouting for that a bit more diligently. In the interview, he admitted that he got just completely caught off guard by that strategy from Fortitude. He was not expecting it at all. Rush distance on this map is rather long, but that doesn't have to be necessarily a discouragement. But especially if you don't play human so much at this point in time, then going for a tower push would surprise me. Fortitude seems to be the only player on the top level who plays these tower pushes, and with decent success over many different WGLs.
Yeah, this map, you can put your opponent into really wonky positions, into narrow chokes, and then bears have a big issue because they can't climb above each other. They're all clumped up, which is an excellent position for a potential flame strike, for example. So if 15 Sway can drag this out and force Moon into a position where he's not that comfortable, the late game fights could go way better than in the open space that we saw in Concealed.
Yeah, especially in the north, around the marketplace and such, we have quite some few narrow positions. What he was scouting is gonna pay for his intel, getting entangled and killed. Oh, nice deny though. Experience prevented, which is a important thing to do on this keeper. We saw before how much of a menace he can be with level 3 quickly acquired. Moon now moving across the map with barely any mana at all. This kind of surprises me. It doesn't seem like there's gonna be much he can achieve here.
He's also not fueled up by, let's say, a claw or a circlet. It's a little bit of extra attack speed, but compare this to map number 1. There will be barely any damage done or no damage at all before this expo is finished. And this map, of course, 15 Sway's number 1 pick. And the expansion looks a lot better so far, even though Moon got the level 2 that he so desires, but what's the follow-up?
The vision here clarifies that play by Moon. The keeper ran across the map. He knew he couldn't do anything about this, but he was hoping to use it as a distraction to creep up the natural with the archers and treants. But 15 Sway super smartly left one water elemental behind to prevent the creeping of that expo. Super cool play. 15 Sway here. This early game is working out quite nicely for him. The keeper could summon the treants now, but the expo is finished. The peasant's not so easy to kill. The arcane's going to be done soon as well. And this early game is looking so much better for 15 Sway.
Here we go. Okay, we have ourselves a series as it seems. 15 Sway not crumbling under the pressure. And is putting good taps on the keeper. Always a couple of sword hits, chipping away with HP. So that already might lead to a defensive position or more defensive position for Moon, as 15 Sway can unfold his game. He has decent mana, it's level 2.5. He knows that this Expo is coming up, I assume. Prioritizes level 3 because we all know how powerful level 2 water elementals are.
Not too easy to creep that right now. He lost some last hits. Like for example, the footy was denied. Also, the water elemental stole one of the last hits at the Expo. So 15 Sway here really with some clutch plays. And now the keeper is still thirsting for that next level up. He could go to the green camps, but one wouldn't be enough. Not even 2 green camps would be good enough.
You saw that
but
on the player cam.
Footies are gonna help.
Moon really not happy with this game. Shaking his head, biting his lip. Like, ah man, this is not going well. Can't prevent level 3. Or can he? No, not really.
That's a good bit of poison damage against the footies though. They're all banged up here. Entangle, a couple of right clicks. Could lead to a footman kill. That should be a deny though. Oh, he actually survives. Level 1 entangle, not quite lasting long enough. And yeah, 15 Sway in absolutely a completely playable position. I would say even a slightly favored position here, moving slowly into this mid game.
He has a base lead. He has a level lead. He has the supply lead. That's all the advantages you can get. I guess tech is a little behind. This is good damage on this expansion. Wisps are nearby. Water elementals put in a position where they can't be detonated both at the same time. Or can they? Oh my! Moon finds that one sweet spot between them. The crab is blocking the footman. Will maybe lead to a kill, but no. Moon a little greedy. Demon Hunter is coming in as well. Great right click damage now. But 15 Sway continues with top-esque denies.
Finally, aggression is going to be pushed back with the hero damage and the entangles. The footies are once again getting diminished in numbers. But this time around, 15 Sway has better levels and his tech has started a long time ago already. He's getting, once again, room for that tier 2 macro to kick in. And I could absolutely see another 65-70 supply push. And this time around, it's going to be much, much harder for Moon to hold that.
15 Sway with a little bit of an exclamation mark there. We got the body block from the Archmage against the Keeper to create some space so the next entangle can't hit, so only one footman killed. Force is very, very limited at the moment for the human player. Moon has a decent position, but he's still struggling to find level 3, and he's walking into the creeps. Signs of weakness in Moon.
Yeah, definitely a little sloppy right there, not keeping that in mind. And the Archmage shows up. Maybe the Ancient of War would have survived if the human wasn't here, but this way the Ancient of War goes down quite easily. Keeper finally got level 3 though, and that can be a lot of kills now going the Night Owl's way, especially on these footies, perhaps even on the Naga. Keeper is moving south, looking to chase. Expo not mining yet. The question is though, how fast is his tech for Moon? He didn't lose many wisps this game in the early stages, so tier 3 might be much faster this time around.
There we go, halfway through already. Feels like, of course I'm no big expert on human Night Elf, but 15 Sway a little out of position. He wasn't close to the expansion, he wasn't close to the main. Maybe he wanted to push a little forward, but the Ancient of War gave the position away, the allowed Moon to react to this. But in the past minute and a half or so, not able to do any damage. Now with the Archmage, this is what I expect. But again, Keeper is there.
Yeah, I think once Keeper's 3, Demon is out, the Dryades are there, there's nothing really 15 Sway can do aggressively until he has a big army. Once he's got 60 supply and a heal scroll or 2, then we're in business again, but he's taken a moment to get there. Sitting in no upkeep right now, not breaking right away, despite the bank that he already has. Sometimes, humans can be overly patient, take too much time, and give too much of an opportunity to the Night Elf to build an army themselves. Seems like 15 Sway should go into upkeep here very soon.
I agree, can't be too greedy, and he's not. Immediately breaking at 52, 1,200 gold on the bank. Our vote stories on Instagram, by the way, big fan favorites. Moon was leading the charge with 90%. That's very one-sided. Still, people sleeping a little bit on 15 Sway, who's playing an excellent game too so far.
Did he lose some units or something? Yeah, one footy died. 15 Sway back to only 51 supply. The big army is still far away. The Demon Hunter across the map, creeping up very quickly. Gets the big invul potion and level 3. Oh, wow. Huge upgrades from this camp. And the bears are starting to come in. And mass bears are going to be very good against this army. Hardly any front line. And no flame strike this time to worry about. Yeah, we're going to have fork lightning. But that's going to be a little less scary, especially in the real late game.
Well, it's very good against the 3 target it hits. But yeah, Flame Strike is an excellent AoE spell later. Can you carry this into the late game? Can you carry the game or the fights into positions where the bears block each other and become useless? Moon's expansion starting to pay off. We are racing towards level 7. Moon is busy with the lab. And so this allows 15 Sway to go for the marketplace.
And again, the barracks is idle. Not producing anything right there. The blacksmith is idle. Only now the upgrade's coming in. The macro by 15 Sway seems a little slow here this game, as Moon keeps on pumping out units. More and more and more bears. 57 supply all of a sudden for Moon. 61 supply for Moon. He's got the first orb of venom. He's got an early anti-magic potion, which is very nice to get out of slow and cold arrow for the Demon Hunter. And now looking for reinforcements as well to delay this human push even more. But he doesn't want to overextend.
Macro was a little slipping there for sure, but the militia call is right on time. Naga got the fork lightning level 2, the necessary damage. Level 2 water elementals need to be dispelled. And 15 Sway, is he willing to push this expo already? 75 pop. Of course, upgrades lacking. Items, heal scroll, invul. On the other side, the same. Demon Hunter is an absolute menace with +8 and more armor. Okay, 15 Sway. This is once again a little bit do or die.
There's no mortar teams in this human army, so Moon has quite a bit of time here to stall before the Tree of Life goes down. And he's positioning himself to catch off reinforcements. And a wisp flank from the other side! Draining the Sorks, and now there's hardly any slow on this army.
A new trick in the book uses the wisps not only against orc but also against mass casters. This of course reduces his income for a little bit, but the impact was just phenomenal. What are human casters without mana? Absolutely nothing. They don't do anything, and the positioning for Moon is world class. How to reunite the army now for 15 Sway. He's still up at 70. Can he get the tower up?
Quite a few bears were killed here already. 2 bears going down, 3rd bear staffed out, and another one will be falling. Level 4 for the Archmage. Mana burn coming in right away. No water elementals there for him. Dryad's in the back, finding pickoffs with the target fire. Supply-wise, we have the human in the lead, but not by that much, I suppose. Tower, cancelled. Demon Hunter in the front line, tanking like a madman. He still has a big invul potion, by the way. Hits level 4 as well, getting more tanky that way. And Moon is chewing through this, as it seems.
For now, at least. Breakers are coming in. How great for Moon to still have these archers, by the way, putting in the necessary damage against the towers without losing too much DPS in the fight, so he doesn't have to use the bears or barely the dryads. Demon Hunter going down now, has to use the invul, or the invul was used already, has to go for the stab. Keeper goes out of that fight, doesn't want to lose anymore. 58 supply left for Moon, 67 for 15 Sway. Pushing forward for this expansion, trying to get that second base off the map, but does he have the time?
Moon is the one who has plenty of time here. Again, no mortar team, so this tree not so easy to kill. Wisp coming in for the repair. Fork lightning now would be great, but he doesn't have the mana to use the spell.
Brute forcing
also
this.
Coming in against the water element of the Tree of Life, just barely surviving right there. And the Demon Hunter back in the mix with full HP, coming in with the mana burn right away. Treants off to the side. Not enough mana on the priest to dispel those. And these bears, these 4 in the front line again, very hard to deal with. Demon Hunter tanks all this damage. Staff should be ready. He's going to be out of there for now.
What about the towers? Can 15 Sway hold on until they are ready? Needs more reinforcements. 500 gold for him. The bears are having the best time possible. Tower's about to finish, but that is the eject button, and he gets out of there. Moon holds, and supply is even. Looks like the 5th race has weathered the storm once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeper now level 5. He can summon even more treants and spread them around. And he has a double orb for more DPS. Supply is dead even, which is not what you want here as the human. Very hard, of course, to take these late game fights when the bears are running in with all that damage and HP and you have to kite as the human. Those detonates. The The Wisp flank against the casters, man. How genius. Moon, as always, impressing us. And what was a tough early game turns into a great late game for the Night Elf.
Yeah, as I said, the ultimate weapon in Moon. No flaws in his game. Even when the stakes are so high. And yeah, we've seen these Wisp detonates for years against Orc. And now the humans are suffering from it. How? Like, if there's no Flame Strike, if there's no Breath of Fire, lightning, Fork Lightning isn't enough to get rid of all the Wisps.
He's gonna try here once more, an attack towards the expansion, the follow-up all in. But now the situation is looking a lot more difficult to make work.
Double Orb, man.
He got some items, I think, from the shop, or actually it may have been out of stock. Demon Hunter dropping low again, but he always is soaking up so much damage, and of course there's always a staff reserved for him. Makes it to the back line, gets the rejuve now, but it's hard to steal it, but I think he still got the steal off. Bears in the front line again, dropping low. 15 Sway, can he still do this?
He's fighting his little heart out, but he's down. The odds are stacked against him. He needs big kills. Level 4 Naga doesn't do too much, but gives a little bit of extra damage. Priest far forward, so are the rifles. He's threatening a flank with the Treants. That's a double level 4, but 15 Sway is losing more and more. But same goes for the Bears. 2 of them are down. But the value of the Orb of Venom just over and over again against the Breakers. The Breakers seem like they're supposed to be the front line and tank everything, but it looks like they're made out of paper with all that poison against them.
And the Demon Hunter was forced back to the main to keep got solo experience. He's almost level 6. We almost got Tranquility here. If he gets the Naga kill, that might be good enough. Naga has nothing to survive with GG called and 2-0. Nice and quick from them.
And that, well, nice and quick. It was a little bit stressful in the early game, for sure. But in the late game, in the big fights, in the so important fights, he looks unbeatable. And now he's one step away from his 4th grand final. How do you beat this man today?
Yeah, he's once again making his presence known. Moon showing all of his experience here, and his class shines through. This might finally be where 15 Sway's run ends. The good news for him is if it does, it was still an incredible performance and an incredible breakout performance as well for 15 Sway. This was something that nobody expected. He has won a lot of fans here. But in the series so far, it's looking rough. Now, I don't want to downplay this as if it's over already. This is still winnable, but he has to beat Moon now 3 maps in a row, including his map choices. So, it's a very rough position indeed.
It's cool to see that 15 Sway is competitive for the majority of the map, but then maybe the difference here to kill that expansion against Lawlight, to not kill this expansion here against Moon, just shows the repair was at the perfect time. The detonates always went off, as we said. And the fights just belong to Moon. The remaining maps are Autumn Leaves, Echo Isles, and Amazonia. Amazonia. Whew. I don't know, man. This is a roughie.
Yeah, usually we see that map vetoed, but 15 Sway rather vetoed Last Refuge, deemed the Beastmaster strat even more dangerous. The Moon is amazing with the Beastmaster, so I absolutely don't blame him for that choice. He's gonna have to improve even more on his already great performance. 15 Sway is gonna have to step it up once again to be able to bring this one back. But yeah, he is playing a pretty good series here so far. I wonder if he was a bit cleaner with the macro here. If he was a bit less greedy, if he had just gone into upkeep at like 800 gold. This could have been a much more dangerous timing for Moon, but he managed also super well. The positioning in the middle of the map was so cool. Most Nihilists would just be standing at the Expo, would be waiting for the attack to come in, but not Moon. Moon is standing in the middle, aiming to push the enemy towards his expansion, and then he's gonna come in with the Wisp flank, which is so hard to dodge if the Bears are on the other side. Absolutely brilliant movement by Moon. Beautiful play, and looking poised here to make it to the grand final.
Moon again for the 2nd time in a row here at WGL. The Eater of Dreams denied Mikael's final run and is about to deny 15 Sway's final run as well. Looks like we're not getting a 19-year-old finalist after 5.5 years, since 1-0 was the one for GCS 2015 to make it. Losing the final to Infi then, but no shame in that. What's left in the tank? 15 Sway. You are the #1 story in this tournament. Autumn leaves to keep his dreams alive. Can he get a map? Or will it be another clean sweep by Moon, who would go 6-0 in playoffs?
Yeah, that would be a truly impressive run. I think we haven't seen Moon this dominant since the Keeper WGL, since the Keeper patch, when he left absolutely no doubt who was the best player in the world at that time. We're moving into map number 3, Autumn Leaves, where it was 15 Sway on the receiving end when he played Night Elf against Chimiko's Human, and Chimiko played a really good game here. Maybe he learned from that and can try to replicate that success.
How much did he learn in just one day? There's no big breaks between them. Games ended relatively late yesterday, so how was practice today? How was brainstorming today? Moon in the upper right, fighting for the playoffs. One more map for the grand final where he would face Lin or Colorful. Both very, very familiar names to him, of course. Against Lin, we've seen him around 150 times in the span of this game. And against Colorful is no stranger either, as it would repeat the DreamHack Summer Grand Final in Asia. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here. 15 Sway is not knocked out yet. And he said in the interview yesterday, my dream is to take, or my hope is to take a map off of Moon. And that is definitely possible.
We're gonna see what he's gonna do here now. We see a different opening build from Moon, going for the green camp first. When 15 Sway here played before against Chimiko, he was the one to go for the natural right away. To go for an early expansion, of course. Moon seemingly feeling, even if he creeps the natural right away, he's not gonna be able to hold it against an AM and Footman pressure play, which is to be expected, as these two naturals are so close to each other on this map.
Creeping starts. Can he make sure that not too many Footmen fall? Keeper is rushing over already after just getting the item with Treants. No entangle yet. So at least 15 Sway can move the units away if they're hurt.
He gets a detonate kill. Is that gonna be level 2?
Oh, item on the
Wisp
ground. Gets it.
getting blocked, but not enough.
Oh.
Gets the elemental.
Not level 2 yet. But there's another peasant about to fall. Seemingly saving this. Moves it over to the left-hand side. At least that's a lot of time bought. And this expo is finally clean, but that's level 2.
Level 2 for both heroes. The aim here also getting it with the Treant kill. Archers now coming in from the main. 15 Sway sends the peasants back. It's only 3 farms, by the way. See, attacking after all. No way.
But doesn't have the resources for the expansion at the moment. This is a little weird. This is not good.
Has a healthy Footman count though, so he can easily deal with the army, which currently only consists of Keeper and 1 Archer. But still, the peasants might be exposed. With a couple of Treants being summoned in here, peasants might be in serious trouble. That's of course always a big issue for Human in the early game if they are fast expanding. Now we have the expo getting set up, but Moon swinging around from the other corner and... okay, going for the footy instead.
This is gonna be tough
to
to
Merc
hold.
pull.
Yeah, goes for Mercs. Has to do it. Does he even have the resources? He doesn't have the supply. He's trying to pull the Mercs onto the... Okay, there we go for Moon.
We did it a bit late.
Yeah.
Taking some damage there, but mostly fine.
Okay, this is not as bad as I thought it would be for 15 Sway. But this is also not as good as Tidehunters. Not really close.
Keeper continuing to creep. If he takes out the Merchant here and the Natural, that's going to be him on level 3. And getting the counter expo ready. I like that positioning. Super well protected. Very hard to find, very hard to cancel. And if the Keeper gets 3 here, heals up his units, and then goes in with a bit of a pressure play, that's going to be very scary for the only level 2 AM to deal with.
Yep, absolutely true. Good creep routes, also not contesting too much in the middle just yet. keeps everything safe, making sure that he gets to level 3, as you said. And what's 15 Sway's plan to get back into this game? Creeping? No harassment this time.
Again, Moon sells the TP, buys the boots. I feel like that's gonna be a move we're gonna see a lot more in War 3 Champions soon.
But if you don't have the control that Moon has, that could backfire.
Yeah, sure. You know. But if Moon does it, many will follow, I'm sure.
We'll definitely see it from Foggy after his vacation. That is 100% for sure.
Oh yeah, no question about that. Oh, the Archmage getting pretty close to this Trio of Life position, by the way. Oh my god, if he scouts this. But no, not gonna be able to. That's another big strength, of course, of the Keeper. Scout footmen that run across the map, if you happen to find them, are easily intercepted and killed. Much unlike a Demon Hunter first, or a Panda, or whatever else. Keeper is definitely by far the best early game hero in this matchup and also does decently well enough in the late game. Moon now splitting his forces. Army towards the Expo. The Keeper seems to be looking for a creep jack, but not finding the opponent at the moment.
Okay, 15 Sway, are you moving north? Are you expecting this expansion play? If you turn a left now, that's great. He doesn't. Goes into the Night Elf base. And that opens up his own expansion and the base for a 2-round attack from Moon. Units to the expansion, Keeper to the main. But now he's reuniting the forces as he can't do much damage here. Arcane is up. And 15 Sway looking for the tier 2 production buildings.
Demon coming up. I don't think he can solo deal with this. So this is looking kind of similar to Concealed Hill. It's going to be a lot of wisps going down here. And having to be invested. The question is, who's going to take more damage? Moon in the main or 15 Sway in the Expo? Well, Moon is coming home to defend, so the Expo 15 Sway is safe for now. This is again going to cost a few more wisps. And footmen potentially. 15 Sway TP's out, wants to keep as many footies alive as he can. And wow. Actually saves every single one. Nicely done.
This was really cool. This delays Dryads, and Dryads always give you map control because of their slow, and piercing damage is amazing, and the poison damage is important for the entire army. This also forced Moon to move back to his side of the map, so he can't put any pressure on this expansion. So, two great improvements for 15 Sway in this game. Moon has to move back now, of course, as well, to creep the expansion up. That is solo experience for the Demon Hunter. Level 2, good item, Expo up. But with this Keeper harassing, 15 Sway should definitely know what's up on the northern side of the map.
Yeah, he looked for the Expo at the natural, didn't see it there, so it's pretty logical to assume that it's going to be elsewhere. When you're playing against Colorful, he might not be expanding. He might be trying to push you on 50 supply with tier 3 and then kill you right there. Moon loves playing 2 base. He will play 2 base if he can, so you should certainly be expecting that one. At the moment, Moon didn't get the middle camps yet. When you have map control, normally you want to try to do that. It's very valuable to get those, but that window kind of slipped away as now we have the Naga here on the human side.
Yeah, 15 Sway shuts down that window with that Naga. No wait for the Blood Mage. Didn't really show his strength on CH, so we're moving away from that second hero. Moon moves in though for the creep jack. Can he get a kill on this wolf? Roar being used, that was a big one, but it goes to 15 Sway. Big experience. Heal ward also really good. Trying to get the rest of the camp. Forces for Moon, not the greatest yet.
And that heal ward is amazing right here. A little bit hard to cancel, but the Shadow Priest is able to do it.
Oh,
TP gone here is a bit scary for 15 Sway, but his defense footies right here are still good. And Moon is gonna fall back, having crept not that much yet. On Concealed Hill, the Demon Hunter got level 3 so fast and level 4 soon after. Here, it's a much different story. Competing for the next big item here, and it's stolen! Oh my god, 15 Sway steals that one, picks it up, Lionhorn for him.
What a big one! If you get more armor on the breakers, they survive a lot longer. And again, a creeping engine of war gets shut down. Of course, it goes into the cost of a couple of footmen. But that's totally fine. The Demon Hunter is way too hurt. There's no stab, there's no TP, there's no escape mechanism for him here. And this third map is by far the best that 15 Sway has had so far.
Absolutely. Keeper is looking for more kills with the entangles here against the Mercs. He should be able to get some of them. But this experience not landing on the Demon Hunter because he's in the main, healing up there from the Moon Wells, which seems to be hard to do right now. The Moon Juice perhaps quite low. Bear should be coming out soon for Rejuve, but not out yet. 15 Sway, 51 supply. and possibly looking for an earlier tier 2 timing this time around.
He just broke upkeep, and this time he's not forgetting to macro. Needs rifles, needs casters. Keeper poking. But that's about it. And we move north. No TP. We'll probably make a pit stop at the shop. Moon knows that. Trying to run with boots, of course, that would work out fine. So what are the items? He has 500 gold himself. It's one heal scroll. But, oh, double heal scroll. That is so big. Of course, Moon doing the one right play there is.
Yeah, huge move by Moon right there. And without a single heal scroll, I don't really think he could go for a push right there. He could go over to the other shop on the other side, but that would take forever. Moon just bought himself so much time.
This is... I mean... This is just such a Moon move. Not buy time with macro distraction, heroes, units, pushes, something, but with buying an item.
Moon definitely playing this game quite well, but 15 Sway not in a bad position here still. The Demon Hunter not level 3 yet. Berserker a bit far forward here. That one gives plenty of experience. Also the Water Mantle gives a good chunk right there. Gets level 3 from this one. But the Bears are committed in way too deep.
There's a double surround, isn't it?
There's no staff. That's the first big mistake by Moon.
Okay, both a little clunky here. Very good chunk of 15 Sway's army also stuck. In the end, it's only one bear dying, but we got still 58 supply. We got a Scroll of the Beast, no wisps nearby. Wonder if 15 Sway could have used it here to do more damage. Will that bear survive eventually? I think so. Moon at 1,000 gold as well.
The Treants are being summoned. He might be threatening a little bit of an attack of his own towards the expansion.
Red
15
spot.
Sway going for the red cap. That begs for a creep jack again. That's more time again for Moon, who by the way is rich. Maybe also himself slipping a tiny bit in macro.
He's investing now. 62 supply out of nowhere. But a lot is stuck in production. 500 gold for 15 Sway. Only the Scroll of the Beast. No healing. First orb. Important to deal with the upcoming breakers. And the way Moon bought time is phenomenal.
Well, Spring coming in as well. It's going to be a very valuable upgrade here over time. So much Moon Juice. Demon Hunter throwing out a couple of burns. He doesn't have HB items here. No Agi either. No level 4. This Demon Hunter is not looking as impressive. Of course, he's got the level 3, which is mandatory. But it's kind of bare bones minimum Demon Hunter.
On the other side, he's hoping for level 4. On the Archmage soon, Militia are coming in. We are once again in a do or die situation. 70 supply, human push, a classic. Bear hurt, Moon Juice possibly drained, but just turned night, so it's fine. These towers will have a lot of time.
No second Orb of Venom yet. I think he may have been able to afford it. But anyways, Moon is going to have to come over now for the defense. Wisp detonates don't connect at all this time. Sorceress is protected in the back. We have 3 Sorks with decent mana.
One priest down right away. Here's the Scroll of Protection. Did he use the Scroll of the Beast already? Not really, because the Wisps in the mine might be able to detonate. Here comes Moon again, flooding the castle line. 1, 2, 3 detonates. That is so much mana burned again, and that's a weapon that 15 Sway is not able to stop in any of the maps so far.
All the Sorks are out of mana. No more slow now to use against these bears, and more bears are streaming in from the main. Some are dropping low, but almost none are going down. Excellent control here by Moon as well, and he has some staffs to keep them alive. Heal throw as well. Oh my god, wonderful heal throw there by Moon. Uses the staff to save the bear after this, and this was an easy hold. I almost want to say it looked scary, but Moon is holding this well. Still a supply lead for 15 Sway by just the tiniest of margins.
Towers get destroyed, workers get destroyed. Moon has a supply lead for the first time this game. Trying to knock this Keeper out. There's no staff on the Demon Hunter. Could swap an Invul if he wants to. Ooh, it's gonna be close. Is there something to save him? No! Keeper goes down, and with that 15 Sway might be able to come back.
And that's the huge kill here he was hoping for. Keeper stopped moving for a moment, maybe a tiny mistake by Moon. By the way, a second ago we gotta look at the rifles who don't have any upgrades here, surprisingly. Also, no mining in the expansion has been completely shut down as Moon came in with the mass detonates. 15 Sway might still be able to do this in the long run. Slow starting to kick in once again. He has level 2 Brilliance Aura this time for the casters, which makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
Demon Hunter dropping low, forced into the Info Potion. Bears now running in again with the war. Where's the Demon Hunter trying to revive from the tavern? But Moon's just so broke.
Demon Hunter level 4 here. Info Potion is gone. Can he make this a series? Trying to staff out. Focus fire. Demon Hunter last second. So Moon playing StarCraft now. He had a small career in that game. I think even one tournament or two. But against 2 human heroes, this is gonna be rough. Wisps are in again. Bears try to do as much as they can, but the rifles are shooting away, getting eaten by some bears. Demon Hunter's back full HP. No potion. Once again, no staff. No tavern revive on that keeper. I wonder, were there no resources for that? 15 Sway is keeping up the pressure. 10 supply lead.
Keeper is back now, brings in the orb and the staff. Very important. Gonna rejoin the army here in a bit of a difficult position, but he's gonna make it back. Boots it on the keeper. I wonder if in the late game here they might not be better on the Demon Hunter, but he keeps it on the ranged hero. Falling back to the Moonwells. The Tree of Life here somewhat exposed, but again, no mortar team. So the building damage still very minimal.
Exactly. Is there a transition? I don't think so. We were in a similar position once before on Tidehunters. When the first fight was decent for 15 Sway, pushed Moon back, but then the second fight was the 5th races and he held and he won. This could just repeat on AL.
Big supply lead though now. The human army, the Death Ball has fully formed. And Moon isn't completely online yet. He doesn't have the mass bears, and he doesn't have the second Orb of Venom. And the Expo goes down.
15 Sway instantly TPing out. He knows I got the 2 base advantage. I don't have to fight this. The longer the game goes, the bigger my army is gonna grow, and I might even have the time to transition into the so powerful mortar teams that we haven't seen all series. Or he just overwhelms with 80 supply, gets some items as well. Moon, desperation move, red spot.
I'd love to see a tier 3 here by 15 Sway. Use this window of time that you have right now. Go tier 3, go Inner Fire, 3rd hero, maybe Blood Mage or Paladin, something. And get some more upgrades as well. Tome of Retraining, though, is what we see instead. AM going into Blizzard, and that might mean he wants to siege the main base.
Understandably so. Also, should be pretty good against the Wisp Bloods that are coming in every single fight. If you can catch them with AoE. Also good damage against buildings, great damage against bears. Downside is can be intercepted with Entangle, and once the Archmage is a little out of position, can be sniped real hard. But there's no second Orb of Venom yet. Ancient, Django of Endurance. Half a counter against the slow that's constantly kicking in. And Moon going for the base race with Keeper Treants. And for the expansion with Demon Hunter Bears.
That's so smart, making it really hard for 15 Sway now to deal with this. Gonna force the TP out of the Night Elf. Gonna do some damage to the economy and buy time for the expansion at the same moment. And 15 Sway perhaps a bit too greedy to have no towers at all. The Keeper gonna be able to staff away here if he has to. If he kills the Peasant, that's level 5. There we go.
Okay, he has a staff. Can get out of surrounds. Moon putting in the screws again. With all his experience, 18 years of professional Warcraft, you were in a lot of situations like this, and it's cool to see his drive. He knows, man, my maps are coming up. I got AZ, I got Echo Owls, but I want to have a clean run with a 6-0 into the final.
Such cool play by Moon here. He definitely was far behind after that Expo went down, but he's clawing his way back in. Demon Hunter now almost level 5. Keeper could continue to summon Treants here. He's got so much mana now. 500 mana pool. Still no tower in the main. And 15 Sway would have to keep something at home to deal with that. At least like 2 priests. But the whole army is forced to stay back home and can't go for an attack to cancel that new expansion.
Every Night Elf loves this now. Yeah, this is what can happen if you split your army. Moon at the same time is racing up to level 5 on the Demon Hunter as well, getting the second red spot, making sure that there's no third expansion. He got his eyes all over the map.
Also proxy building next to his natural. I wonder if that's a backup Tree of Life. If his other Tree of Life gets killed. Demon gets level 5 and Helm of Valor. Really good upgrades.
10.5 armor. Yummy. Still no tower, still no priest. 15 Sway has had enough though. Stop toying with me, I'm not your prey. I'm looking for your expansion and I'm gonna kill you.
And
If Moon saw this coming, and he's just got the other Tree of Life coming up, that's again so genius. And he can do damage here now, and he's gonna have a backup expo, if that is a backup expo. Still not entirely sure about that. This Tree of Life will be going down. Without more teams, it's again gonna take a little bit, but not too long. It's of course a big army now.
We have Blizzard 3 if he wants to invest it. That would accelerate this position. But the supply is even. Hero focus lies with Moon. And he's actually trying to kill the keep. Again, 15 Sway has to respond to this relatively quickly. Base race potential is just so much higher for Moon.
Moon is just the master of comebacks, man. Absolutely wonderful to see him play this here now. And now he's getting attacked in the main. Okay, now things get serious.
Base race it is. Moon forgets a couple of items. We have the Tree of Life confirmed. And now 15 Sway's respawn. Is he jumping on this army? No, very passive.
Finally, the Keeper is out of mana. He can't summon Treants anymore. He was able to do it for like 3 minutes straight, but now it's gonna be it for a bit.
Didn't lose the keep. Important to get potions still. Didn't lose a shop either, so more breakers. And after these shenanigans with 2 splits army, is it time for Zeppelin? Nah, not yet.
And Moon is absolutely outmaneuvering his opponent here towards the late game. A late game monster, Moon has always been.
Moon still has like 7 supply on the right hand side. Now he remembers them.
And the Keeper is back with full mana. We have a workshop coming in finally, but that one might just be getting cancelled. And again, the army forced to stay back. But yeah, split forces now for 15 Sway, which means that the bear army over here is going to have an easier fight than normal.
Blizzard, it is level 3, pretty good. Staff is already done. No entangle against. It's of course a big downside, but Moon, knowing this Blizzard is in, haven't seen water elementals for so long, was building a crazy Dryad army. There's no mortars. The number of rifles is very, very weak in this. I think Moon can just take this.
Doesn't even feel the need to have the Keeper involved here. He's harassing still. By the way, the Naga got mana burned twice and suddenly she can't use any Fog Lightning anymore. But Cold Arrow is still effective. These birds are significantly slowed down. Oh, and the Demon!
Yes,
oh my god, he almost got surrounded. He could have been killed right there. But he just barely gets out. Oh my goodness, that was a scary moment. In these magic immune Dryads now, kiting.
In the heat of the moment, Moon was even able to deny some of his units. The composure this guy has in these big fights. Moon expanding upper left again. He's gonna be up to 2 bases soon. Main base for him, mined out. Can the Keeper reunite with the army? He has a Staff of Tally to get out. How does... Can 15 Sway go to mass teleport? He was facing it yesterday and defended it like a champ. Can he use it today?
Might be possible. There's tons of Treants here to go around still. The Demon Hunter harassing in the main. He still doesn't have an Orb of Venom, by the way, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
Double Tele Staff, double Preservation Staff. Moon is so mobile on this map, and that's how he's winning the late game. With better movement by outmaneuvering the human.
Human army always very slow, and they are getting slowed by Dryads who are super fast, and everything is accelerated as well by the ancient Django. So this is playing into the, or not playing against the weakness. What is that? Sorcerers are fighting priests. There's a war in 15 Sway's army. The morale is broken.
Perhaps we're gonna see the first deserters soon because, yeah, 15 Sway, this has not been going his way for quite some time now. If he moves out to attack, he's gonna get pressured again. Moon once again seems to have maneuvered himself into a checkmate situation. He's got 3 gold mines soon, and whenever 15 Sway goes out to distract or to kill one, he's gonna lose buildings himself.
This is heartbreaking if you're rooting for 15 Sway here. Moon, all the tricks in the book. There's a death ball coming, but 15 Sway is just not responding. Like, he can't catch up with Moon's multitasking. remember all the Twisted Meadows games where exactly this happened? 15 Sway in his career probably not in too many situations like these. And Moon has done this to Legends for 15 years straight. Tree of Eternity goes down. That means no staff and no second orb. But does he even need that?
Moon, like a brilliant general, sacrificing the right targets. Even the Tree of Eternity is going to be given up because in the end this is going to be about building kills, and this Tree of Eternity can't be given up if so much more is getting killed in the meantime. Staff out, again making use of this mobility, and you mentioned it before. Mass Teleport could absolutely be a game changer, but 5.5, he's still pretty far away from that.
He's not getting any kills anymore. Could do it with Treants, but that takes forever. We're approaching the 25-minute mark, longest game in this series. There's also no disable in this army, right? Hurts to see. He can just jump everywhere. Can 15 Sway muscle up another death ball? It looks dire. He's down to 70 pop. Moon has the supply lead.
Even if he does, I don't think Moon's going to give him the fight. Moon's just going to be positioned elsewhere. He's going to have more Trees of Life coming. And he's going to be ready to go for these base run-bys over and over. I like the gyro here for scouting. Very valuable.
Sees him coming. But I really hope he scouts the bottom right. This is not a move many players would do to expand on the side of your opponent. But this is Moon, man. You have to be aware of everything. So we do get a fight, apparently. Army for Moon is much stronger, but Blizzard is a great AoE spell. Bear staffed out, he's not giving him anything anymore.
Huge heal scroll there coming in as well. Wonderful positioning, by the way, by the AM. He can't even get burned right now by the Demon Hunter, who's too far away, who's dropping low as well and has to staff out. The Keeper now in trouble himself. He might be going down with the Fog Lightning. That would be it.
Zeppelin might save him. Another Naga's in the middle of everything, being attacked by Dryads. He's getting good levels, Remo. 5.8 all of a sudden. Moon is giving 15 Sway that one fight and is not moving out of that. Blizzard, 5.9. One more kill is Mass Teleport.
Also on the Night Elf side, though, we're close to 3 ultimates. Demon Hunter 5.7, not too far away from that either. But now Moon needs time to heal. Rejuvenation needs to work overtime now, and 15 Sway might still have an opportunity to win this game, but Moon's still with a much bigger army. Getting heal scrolls again against the Blizzard. Also, all the Dryads quite hurt over here. In the main base, still lots of buildings remaining, only making Dryads. I think the tech tree might be gone for bears. I always forget how it works, but the Tree of Eternity, of course, gone. Might mean you can't make bears anymore. Wisp detonated quickly. Otherwise, there was going to be level 6, and that... these breakers getting caught. Is that enough?
This looks like level 6. Oh! Yes, this is level 6 for Moon. Tranquility. It is a channeling ultimate, but there's no cancel in 15 Sway's army, and you can always use it out of the fight. So this is so hard to break now. What do you do? What do you do? Blood Mage, I don't know, man. Doesn't really help anymore. 10 supply lead constantly. He needs this one kill for Mass Tally. This ultimate changes everything.
They're still doing good damage if the bears walk into it. Double staff though on Moon. It's so hard to get these kills in the first place. This move speed aura, by the way, the Ancient Django, has been absolutely amazing this game. Ever since he found it. Got so much value out of this.
Another expansion. Moon is mining. It seems like 15 Sway is still mining from his base, but it can't do too much. I wonder if the Sorks have Adept. Because invisibility paired with Mass Tally is such a weapon.
Moon, is this way he's going to take the next fight? He's spreading out into a big concave. Mostly dries at this point. Not too many bears left anymore. Demon Hunter coming in from the side. Got rejued up again. And here we have the Tranquility. Mass TP out. He got the level 6. Wants to disengage. Oh, but the Entangle, of course, cancels it. Hey, I'm stuck here now.
Yeah. It's not the best get out of fight card. It is a get into expansion card to use it offensively. So what do you do now? You don't have a TP. You're committed to this fight. The Dryads are way too fast. They are slowing. You have the Endurance Aura. 15 Sway is forced into this, and the Bears are all of this fight. He's facing Dryads, but so far Mortars and Rifles keep 15 Sway in this game.
Stab's gonna be there once again. Demon Hunter does not have to use the TP, but he stabs with the Tree of Life, of course, which is in the bottom right, so he's very far away from the Moonwells.
Has a staff,
He's gonna use his Tele Staff and get back to those. 1 or 2 more kills, and the Demon Hunter's gonna have level 6 as well.
Metamorphosis, a thing that actually looks great in
一位
Reforged.
玩家的部队正遭到攻击。
And then, oh, almost another bear. Moon has another expansion coming up upper left. 15 Sway is sending units to the bottom right. I'm not too sure if that's the gyro, but he should have confirmed this now. Oh, he's stopping. Red dot, move! And he does.
30-minute nail biter over here. It seems to look very good now for Moon with the expansions in the corner, with the bigger army, and with a better opportunity to go for the base race.
Oh,
He's going to do that again. Summon Treants, go for the buildings.
We have Mortars, we have Blizzard. Base race, not the shabbiest. 415 Sway. He wanted to send a pass in into the bottom right to immediately jump onto it, but shuts down another base. Moon has, well, not the necessary resource, has to sell something to get another tree up.
He's using the mass TP not to defend, but rather to attack the expansion.
Has to.
Moon has a TP to get over there. Has to react quickly if he wants to keep the Tree of Life alive.
Okay, this is decent damage. Has to use Blizzard ASAP, but wants to use it against the Wisps if they defend. There's still no TP. He can't get out with the mass tele. He wants this tree so bad. Now he needs Blizzard. Onto the units, not the Wisps.
Demon Hunter level 6, Tranquility coming in. Are we also gonna have Metamorphosis? Keeper trying to heal through all the damage. There's the Metamorph. Staff out on the Keeper, but he's right over there.
The damage.
Keeper in a precarious position. Staffing out again. Oh my goodness,
So
the staff
close.
play is insane.
And 15 Sway is dropping to 42. That was the last remaining heal self. Can the Keeper come in with an entangle to save him? Or to keep him in this fight? No. But the Mortar team is getting caught off guard. 15 Sway, you're out of material, you're out of resources, you're out of hope.
Oh my goodness, almost got the hero kill there though. Keeper, low mana, has an entangle right there. The Naga far forward, taking plenty of damage.
Oh, this is
This
still
is coming in the back.
Metamorphosis. This is a dead Naga, confirmed. And the Blizzard doesn't do anything against the Dryads anymore. Clean run into his 4th grand final. Moon is aiming for the stars and his 2nd WGL championship. Only one opponent remaining, and look at this. Lean back, chill. That is reaching a grand final in style.
Great performance by Moon. Man, his late game sense, movement, his maneuvering, absolutely stellar. Both on Tidehunters and on Autumn Leaves. There were some scary moments in that game, but Moon clutches it out in the end as so often. But to be fair, that early game, he didn't get into the best position on map 2 and 3. Map 1, of course, was just a squash from beginning to end, but map 2 and 3 here were kept very even by 15 Sway, but Moon in the late game just the superior player. Our first finalist. Another chance for him for another title.
Moon now tied with Infi for the most semifinals ever with number 7, and also tied with Infi and 120 for the most grand finals ever. That is number 4. Could tie with 120 and TH to get the 2nd title. Infi remains number 1 with a 3-time championship. But for 15 Sway, credit where credit is due. On 2 maps, Tidehunters and Autumn Leaves, it looked so good for him at times. It was, in the end, experience that won the game.
Yeah, and a lot of just star sense intuition. Moon with his late game plays, so amazing. Losing that expansion will most Night Elves lose the game. But here Moon able to find a way back into it. If 15 Sway makes a couple more towers after killing that expo, it could be a very different game. Even got the Keeper kill and had some strong hero levels in the late game. But of course, so did Moon, getting to double ultimates. That staff out, by the way, on the demon. Oh my god, surviving with like 10 HP. That could have been the game right there as well.
True. 2nd grand final in a row for Moon. In winter, he was slaughtered by Infi with a relatively one-sided affair there. He was on the receiving end. Can he go all the way and get that big jump towards 700k? 15 Suede was enough for college championships and a miraculous run, but the run ends here. I hope this motivates him. This will give his bank account a big boost, that's for sure. That is $8,800 for him. Almost doubles his career earnings. He's gonna make a big jump there. In the ELO ranks, he made like 52 points or something. Best ELO ever, closing in on the 2,400. He's the future. If he has the work ethic, if he has the support by LP Club, then we will see 15 Sway in many, many, many more Tier 1 playoffs.
Yeah, if he does well again in the following tournaments this year, this is going to be like the year of 15 Sway, really coming out of nowhere. No one had him on the radar. But here now, really making a name for himself. 3 ultimates seen in this game, really fun. Always amazing to see these ultimate abilities, all of them being very impactful. But Moon comes out on top, having to work for his grand final, but now he's going to have a bit of time to relax. Second semifinal is going to be coming up before the grand final, and we're going to figure out who his opponent's going to be. But also, we want to hear from him about this game.
Absolutely. I hope he's giving 15 Sway the credit. Usually he always does. So we have Wong here once again, as pretty much throughout the entire week. Want to give him a big round of applause, everybody. Give some pogs and hearts in the chat for Wong, who is translating these interviews so wonderfully, and who will do that, of course, for the DreamHack Fall Championships that are coming up. What a great month for Warcraft this is. First we got the WGL Championships, then we got the Dust League Finals, multi-regional tournament with the best in the world competing, and then we move on to DreamHack to end July and kick off August. It's getting hot on the scene, that's for sure.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful time to be a Warcraft fan. So many great tournaments coming up and so many new players as well. 15 Sway. I'm sure, like, 1.5 years ago, half of our viewers didn't even know 15 Sway, and now he has the attention of the entire scene upon him. No finals for him. It wasn't to be so miraculous, but this was amazing enough already. And yeah, I hope he's gonna keep on working hard and keep performing here and impressing us, impressing everyone, impressing also himself. I'm sure he's gonna go through these games, work on what went wrong, but also, you know, be proud of what he did well, because there was tons that he did very, very well indeed.
China went into this tournament with like Colorful and 120 as their hopes, and now they have a new star emerging. I hope he's being praised for his play, because yeah, the result is not that great with the 0-3 right here, but on the maps he looked really good, and the Chinese fans, usually very knowledgeable about this game, they will probably respect and hopefully respect that. And if I'm LP Club, I give this man a 10-year contract.
Yeah, you get them early, right? That's how it works normally. Get them at 18, 19, get a long contract going, and it's going to be a good investment over that time. If he has this skill, this capacity already at 19 years old, the stars are the only thing that limits him, or not even that, I guess. I'm missing the saying right now, but you know what I mean. The sky is the limit. That's the one for him.
The limit, especially for a Chinese human, is there not? We're back at the stage of Shanghai. We have Moon with the interview, the beautiful trophy, the staff of Medivh. As I learned, also the model for the Wand of the Wind. And Moon certainly wind under his wings so far. We'll see if he's exhausted or if he's feeling relaxed about it. There he is. Greatest legend this game has ever seen.
那我们看到在今天的这个首场比赛
Hey
当中
Moon,
就
say hello
是
to the
3-0拿下
fans.
了
Hey
15
fans, I'm
岁。
Moon.
那么作为前辈，还是想要
As if
请
this
木
guy
来
needs
评价
any
一下
introduction.
15岁在今天的发挥，有什么鼓励的话可以对15岁说的呢？
일단 결승 진출하신 거 축하드리고요. 오늘 상대 선수인 15세 선수를 평가한다면 어떻게 평가하실 거예요?
일단 15세 선수가 4강까지 올라온 것만으로도 대단히 대단하다고 생각하고 지금까지 보여줬던 이번 대회에서 보여줬던 경기력들 최고였습니다. 그래도 심원전 그래도 좀 어려움이 있었지만은 오늘 경기를 잘 풀어나간 것 같아가지고 이겨서 기분이 좋습니다.
首先15岁选手能挺进4强，已经证明了他的实力已经有了很大的一个进步，而且。
So you just defeated 15 Sway with 3-0. We want to know your thoughts about 15 Sway's performance. Maybe some encouraging words after this
我
loss.
们都记得莫恩在19年冬季赛的夺冠时刻，今天又是再度拿到了晋级决赛的名额了。想要问一下莫恩，他现在的感觉怎么样？离冠军又进一步了。
저번에 우승 한번 하시고 나서 또 다시 결승에 진출하셨잖아요.
Well, 15 Sway made it to the top 4. He already proved with that performance that he's a super strong player. This patch for Human isn't actually that good, so this is rather his performance and not relying on the race. So how do you feel right now? You're one step closer to the championship, just one step away.
不管决赛对手是谁，我也会尽全力去备战。
是的，非常感谢木来接受我们的采访，也请木稍事休息一下，来准备到今天的决赛。木，拜拜。
拜拜。
好的，那么在完成了对今天第一个晋级名额木神的采访过后，今天的下一场比赛马上就要带来了，将是万众瞩目的。
I really want this title. I really hope I'm gonna get it. I will try my best, as always. So we are moving on to the second semi-final after a little break. The battle for the WGL Championship continues. Moon in the final. Will he be met by his old nemesis, by Lin, the second most decorated player of all time, or is it Colorful's way to shine? Would be a Night of Mirror tournament, would be the rematch of DreamHack Summer, but Moon versus Lin are of course the two star-studded names we got. This is gonna be really, really interesting. Can the second veteran prevail? You don't go anywhere. You spread the word about this upcoming semi-final, yet another best of 5, and then of course the big decision in the grand final. Check out the About section, check out our giveaway, check out everything we have to offer here at Back to Warcraft. Support the channel if you can. And we are right back after this break. We are back.